Hey guys, Adam and Sitch are boring. Right at the start of the stream, someone in the chat says Adam and Sitch are boring. Hey now. Hey, is Adam more right wing than Sitch? He seems to be. Hey Colink. Yeah, do you see that? Do you see that amazing tweet of mine, by the way? Pooping only every 3 or more days linked with cognitive decline, research finds. Vosh says shit big, shit often. And I just said, be me, member of the shit 5 times a day master race. Yeah. How you all doing? What's going on, friends? Adam's a grifter. How is he a grifter? Oh, a Curtis Yarvin interview with Trigonometry is premiering right now. Well, good for them. Awesome. I joke about 5 times a day, Colink. I mean, I have shit 5 times a day before, but usually when I'm sick. The normal amount of shitting I do in a day is like 1 or 2. But yeah, follow my new Twitter, guys. Follow the new Twitter. It's Sleepy Devo. Sleepy_Devo. Do it right now. Sleepy_Devo. Okay, so I mentioned this. Oh. My grandfather was a B-17 tail gunner in World War II. He passed away this week. R.I.P. Damn, your grandfather fought in World War II? He must have been like 100 years old. No, more like 80. No, like 100. Dude, I mean, R.I.P., but he had a long life. You shit post, you mean. Anyway. No, I don't have Crohn's. Colink, listen. Despite my lackadaisical situation in getting your part of the business up and running, things are finally happening, including us finally moving. Are you ready to move? Are you ready to move? Are you ready to move yet? Or what do you think? Oh man, coffee's good. Drink it up. Sip your coffees, guys. Sip your coffees. Oh, I'm stretching too. I've been working this whole time. I got up maybe between 8 and 9 a.m. So, like, I slept in a little bit, right? I slept in a little bit. But I got up, and I've been working this whole time, guys. I've been, like, researching. I've been writing. I've been doing wild. Actually, Colin, send me a DM. We can actually seriously talk about it if you want to move with us. But I've actually been working quite a bit. There's a bunch of videos that I've been researching for. I'm actually pretty proud of how things have gone. And in fact, now that I'm not, hopelessly addicted to Tears of the Kingdom, you guys have noticed that a bunch of videos have come out, right? Trolls Remorse, the weaponization of therapeutic language, the NPC TikTok stream, the Bleach Demons video, the TikTok Tuesday from last week. What'd you guys think about all that stuff? Also, I'm not doing threads until they have a fucking like a browser app. Fuck the phone. Where's my fire support? Thanks to the $2, C. Thomas. Der Lammer gear. Thanks for joining the D Club. What's up, fat and late? Not much. Oh, okay. Yep, all the wall dwellers are leaving with us as well. Trolls Remorse was the first slam dunk in months. Safety Zoom, you're fucking banned. I'm going to ban you so hard, you're going to have to go back and watch more actual Jake. Adhere to Little Columbia. Wait, aren't you going to burn out in 3 weeks? Soon I might. I burn out all the time. So who knows? I'm trying not to burn out this time, though. I'm keeping a good, here's the thing. I'm keeping a pretty good pace. Weaponization of therapeutic language gave my wife and I a whole show worth of content last night. I gotta go back and watch your show then, Mark the Cyborg. Thanks. The lives and devs walls. The videos are good, but you are still addicted to tears. Don't kid yourself. I'm really not. Like, I've gotten to the point where I can easily kill the King Gleox. Lionels aren't really a fight anymore. I've explored most of the map and done all the fun puzzles. Like, I'm pretty done with Tears at this point. I just got to do the main story. In fact, last time I streamed Tears on the show, we beat the Goron area. So I have the Rito area, the Zora area, and the Goron area under my belt. Just the Gerudo left, and I can go beat the game. Yeah. What type of games do you play on the gaming channel? All types. I'll play a Souls-like game. We played Lies of P recently. That's a Souls-like, and it seemed pretty good, honestly. Sinuev, they're not Hugo and Jake anymore. Things have changed. Things have changed over there. Here's the thing, man. Like, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, I actually spoke to Jake at one point, and I went into that conversation believing that he was, like, basically a good faith speaker, because I saw him talk to Sargon, and they had, like, a good faith conversation. It turns out in the years, over the years, he has just completely turned into a piece of shit. Like, entirely. And I've realized, like, I basically went into that conversation with my guard down and got made a fool out of. But I mean, we all learn, right? We all grow. Derlammer gear, $5. You should do Pikmin 4 next. I'm not gonna do Pikmin 4 next, and here's the reason why. I think Naomi would love Pikmin, but I want her to start at Pikmin 1. Now, I used to speedrun Pikmin 1 back in the early 2000s. And I loved Pikmin 1. Dave doesn't care about it. So I want her to kind of experience the series. So I think we'll do Pikmin 1. We'll eventually do Pikmin 4, but it's not going to be... We're not doing it during the release period. I know it just came out. We're skipping this one. Dave and I just finished that terrible Star Wars game that came out a few months ago. We're going to beat Zelda soon. Oh yeah, we got to get back to Final Fantasy. That's right. Hey, you should follow my new Twitter account. You should watch the gaming channel, guys. Get yourself in there. His GF was a super fan who moved in with him and now does OnlyFans. Is that true, Safety? Safety, DM me the fucking deep lore on that shit. That sounds fucking hilarious. I'm so happy that I met my girlfriend before my channel blew up. No, not that it's that big, but you know what I mean. I met my girlfriend before my channel blew up, and that she was a normie. She wasn't online at all. She wasn't at all related to any of this shit. $10 from Beckett. Thanks very much, buddy. Thank you. Pikmin 4 is just an objectively better experience. Yeah, but like I have a lot of nostalgia for Pikmin 1. Was Star Wars that bad apart from the performance? The story was god-awful, and the writing was god-awful. Actually, the story could have been okay in the hands of better writers. The story was basically that there's an abyss in space that like ships can't get through easily, and there's a Jedi in cryostasis from several hundred years ago, and he's woken back up after the Jedi Order has fallen. And he's the villain. He decides to go to a planet in the abyss where he'll be safe. And you have to like kill him and then take the planet from him. Like, it's dumb. You could have done that story more interesting, but I think Star Wars is just creatively bankrupt at this point. $5, Sean King. Does that mean we will see the video that shall not be named? So you don't add another day. Okay. Jokes aside, here's the actual situation with the trucker video. It's fully researched. It's partially written. The main reason I haven't put it out yet is the main reason I haven't put out any of my larger videos yet. So, for example, I have a video on fascist economics. That's another large video, okay? I have a video on my talk with Adam and Sitch regarding meritocracy and aristocracy. That's another large video. These are videos that are taking a long time to research, and there's reading and there's a lot of thinking involved. I can't just shit those out for as like a take on a news item of the day. Like the therapeutic language video recently, yeah, I talked about therapeutic language, but the impetus was the Jonah Hill story. It was like, it was basically a 24-hour news cycle thing that I could extract a little bit of deeper meaning out of. Okay, and that's how I tend to do my daily videos when I am actually on a daily schedule. Is I can find something that's happening right now that won't be relevant in a month, but we can still like pull out some more timeless virtues out of that story. These larger videos aren't like that. They require a lot more thinking than that, which is why Trucker's taking a long time, and the other ones that I mentioned are also taking a long time. So, yeah. Oh. $5, Lady Columbia. Thank you. Stand-up guy meme. Neoclassical architecture is better than crappy goth and cathedral architecture. Yeah, it's funny. Like Order 66 was the most impotent culling in history. Yeah, they didn't get them all. They got like no one. Yeah. Lots of thinking while playing Zelda. Actually, yeah. I'll put on like an audiobook and I'll like listen to an entire audiobook while playing Zelda for a day. You guys have your coffees today? You know what? I should stop jibber jabbing and get right to it, shouldn't I? Actually, Naomi and I were taking off in a couple hours. We're gonna go do what is it called? Barbieheimer, where you see Oppenheimer and Barbie in the same run. We're gonna try to do that. We're gonna try to do that. So we should probably go. Wait, I didn't skip your dono, did I? Barrett, let me scroll back up. Columbia, Sean Kang, Beckett, Gear. Oh, Barrett. Oh, there it is. Thank you. $5 from Barrett. Thank you. I always love more dev content. At this point, I've seen every video on your channel and every video on Devonetize. Well, thanks very much, Barrett Privateer. Now it's time for you to go watch all the Let's Plays, all the streams over on the gaming channel. Get them all. You're worried you're over the bank? You know I'm not. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care. I don't care. Zenchan, Deb, have you gone down the smoke detector rabbit hole? Actually, you know what, Zenchan? I tried to do that a couple days ago and I couldn't really penetrate the rabbit hole. I couldn't find my way down. I found a few interesting things, but not enough for an actual story. So Zenchan, if you have more details, DM that shit to me right now. See Barbie first. Oppenheimer is heavy. Lives in Dev's walls. Are you going to climb into like the trunk of our car when we go to see the movie? Is that how it's going to be? Let me grab the articles for today. Let's get going. Let's go. But it seemed like you guys enjoyed all the videos I'm putting out recently, so. And honestly, like, my channel's been kind of booming. I've been watching the metrics, man. Let's go to I mean, I can see metrics on my back end, but let's see, what does Social Blade say about me? Let's see. Yep, I seem to be gaining about 100 subscribers a day. That's not bad. It's like solid, sustainable growth, you know? 100 subs a day. That's about what my back end says too. Revenue's going okay. Views are up. Yeah. My channel's doing all right. I've made back everything that I lost during the Pick-A-Me situation and then doubled it, so it's not bad, eh? $5 from Beckett. I messed up while sending my super chat. Meant to actually say something. Here's an extra $5 for support. Can't find many other enlightened centrists. Thanks very much. $2 from Antelope. Is it really Canadian Tire in Canada, not American? Yeah, we have Canadian Tire here. Okay. let's get right to it. Where's my links? I lost money during the Pick Me thing? Yeah. It's funny. One guy said that, like, I gave my Pick-A-Me take to Clout Shark, and it's like, I lost 2,000 subs and nearly $1,000 of revenue. What fucking Clout Shark did I do? That ain't Clout Sharking, dude. Okay. You want to support the channel? Consider super chatting. I always appreciate it, but also join the D Club in my Discord. $5 a month recurring tip through Patreon, Subscribestar, YouTube memberships, or my Twitch sub button. Also, follow me on Kick, guys. Kick is the hot new thing, I think, for streamers. Kick.com/CertifiedOtaku. Okay? Follow me on Kick. In fact, the more follows that I get on Kick, I can finally monetize over there. That would be great. That'd be great. Canada's a British slush fund. Get the fuck out of here, C. Thomas. But yeah, man. Follow me on Kick, because the more followers and views I get over there, I'll be able to monetize it, and then I can actually, like, start seriously streaming over there. Because Kick is the next big stream platform. They are growing like fucking wild, and I want to get in on it. So, consider following me. Set up a profile pic. Yeah, Galaxy. Yeah. Okay. That's how you support me. Also consider sending me a package to the PO box address on screen. $100, Jesus, from Lives and Devs Walls. Are you paying rent now? Thanks very much, dude. That's wild. What's the D Club? Isn't that where Naomi beats you when you misbehave? God damn it. Listen, thanks very much. Thanks very much for the $100, man. I really appreciate it. If you don't have a permanent D Club membership, I'll give you one right now. Just DM me in Discord, okay? DM me in Discord. Or DM a mod in Discord. They can give you a permanent membership too. But thank you very much. All right. Let's go. And here we are. Judge stuns with not guilty verdict in Shakopee beheading case. Jesus Christ, look at this fucking picture. Holy crap, dude. I want somebody to, like, measure the physiognomy in this guy's neck. This guy looks like if you like, it's like, okay, you're guilty. We're going to hang you. And you put the noose around his neck and he just, like, rips it off with his neck muscles. Judge Lennon's ruling on Tuesday stated that Saborit was not guilty by reason of mental illness, and he was motivated to murder by paranoid delusions. Gee, okay. A Scott County judge stunned the courtroom and the victim's family members on Tuesday when she declared Alexis Saborit not guilty in the beheading death of his girlfriend, America Thayer, in July of 2021. The ruling reversed a prior finding by the same judge. So wait, Catherine Lennon, the judge, in May of this year, declared him guilty, and then it was appealed, and then she judged her own case and now declares him not guilty? What was the change? Maybe she just... I don't fucking know. I was going to make like a fucking PMS joke, but... maybe she just feels like... It's like, oh, I guess I was stupid that day. A first-degree premeditated murder happened in broad daylight in a Shakopee neighborhood 2 years ago. The case shocked the Twin Cities after details emerged about Saborit, who is an illegal immigrant in the United States, and after witness accounts emerged and parts of the gruesome homicide were captured in photos and video. Several residents in the Shakopee neighborhood where the midday murder took place witnessed the developments. One woman later told police that she saw a male pull a female from the vehicle by her ankles and throw her severed head on the ground. He was out on bail and had been expected in court at the time of the murder, in a felony case which he was charged for first-degree arson, first-degree damage to property. Okay. Court documents reveal that the court had concerns about his mental stability and the possible threat he posed to the community. He was released from custody at least twice on bond. What the fuck, dude? Including just weeks prior to the homicide of Thayer. We also learned that ICE previously attempted to remove him back to Cuba in 2012, but he was unsuccessful because his home country wouldn't approve the necessary travel documents. He was eventually released into the community on an order of supervision. Wow. Like, what a massive fuck up. $5, relentless growth. Relentless growth. Thanks very much. Dev, I know it's off the cuff. What are your thoughts on preferential voting systems? Ranked choice, star, approval voting? Not going to talk about it. That'll be a video in the future at some point. Probably like not anytime soon, but I have some ideas about it. I'm going to wait for the video though. But thank you for the $5. It is on the list, just on a very long list. So he was not guilty by reason of mental illness, and he was motivated in the murder by paranoid delusions. A court document filed prior to the new ruling describes evaluations of Saborat's behavior and statements made by him by 2 psychologists upon which the not guilty verdict was based. The document outlined a 2017 motor vehicle crash that allegedly left Saborat with a traumatic brain injury followed by episodes of hallucinations and delusions, as well as diagnoses of depressive, schizophrenic, and psychotic disorders. Well, perhaps, rather than... Yeah, he has to be... Yeah, here we go. He has to be held and transferred to a facility operated by the Department of Human Services. So he's not, like, going out into the public. He's going to a facility. So there's that. But, man, that's fucking wild. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet bug deleting save files following the latest update. Oops. After installing a new update, some Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet players have found that their entire save files have been wiped due to a new bug. Wow. Players have said, you know what, I played Scarlet and Violet, I didn't like it. You know what, I love old Pokemon, but I can't play the new ones. I've tried like 2 or 3 of the new games, and I just can't fucking play them. You know what I mean? There's something about them that just sucks. Players have said that their save files were wiped for a variety of reasons. These include syncing up with Pokemon Go and downloading DLC. There's also one player who claims that their shinies were lost after buying the DLC. If that wasn't enough, another person did all of the above and managed to send multiple postcards via Pokemon Go before their save file was corrupted. A Reddit user who encountered the problem says their copy was still playable when they created a new Switch profile, which they did out of concern that their original file would vanish if they played on their first one. Right now, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are not recognizing the corrupt files. Attempting to use the save recovery method hasn't worked either. Yeah, this is probably already been patched out. Nintendo's actually pretty quick on these things, yeah. The last Pokemon game I truly enjoyed, without reservation, was like... Aside from the remakes, like the Gen 3 remakes were fine, but like the last new release was probably like Black and White. It's been a long fucking time for me. The Video Game History Foundation says 87% of classic games are critically endangered. They're an endangered species, guys. Let's see. The Video Game History Foundation, in collaboration with the Software Preservation Network, released a study on the amount of classic games in circulation on contemporary platforms. For their purposes, the researchers defined a classic game as any game released prior to 2010. To illustrate their point, the VGHF compared modern video game preservation through the lens of film, explaining that, imagine if the only way to watch Titanic was to find a used VHS tape and maintain your own vintage equipment so that you could still watch it. And what if no library, not even the Library of Congress, could do any better? They could keep and digitize that VHS of Titanic, but you have to go all the way there to watch it. It sounds crazy, but that's the reality we live in with video games. A $180 billion industry, while the games and their history disappear. The goal of the study is to urge lawmakers to reconsider provisions in the Digital Millennium Copyright Act that makes game preservation difficult. Yeah. So, we can see the study here. Let's see the study. What's the study all about? Okay. Do I really want to... Oh, this is long. I don't care that much. Yeah, so, yeah, they're talking about, like... Yeah. Abandoned ecosystem, Commodore 64. Neglected ecosystem, Game Boy Family. Active ecosystem, PS2. 3DS and Wii U storefronts were shut down. Service degradation of PS3 and PlayStation Vita storefronts. Yeah. So basically, like, it's describing how a lot of games just can't be played anymore legally. Now, keep in mind, piracy solves this problem, right? Like, I have ROM full sets for NES, SNES, N64. I've got ISO full sets for PS1, PS2, Wii, GameCube, right? Games that you can't really get easily anymore because they're not being ported anywhere, you know? If you got a pirate, you got a pirate. Just how it is. It's just how it is. And yes, some games are like, there is a PS3 indie game. It's a puzzle platformer that only ever came out in the PS3, has never been re-released, has been forgotten about by people. I think I don't even remember the name of it, but it's never been re-released. It's a really good game. You can't play it anymore because I think do I have a copy of it, like just pirated? If I do, it's somewhere here. I can't find it. It's somewhere. But yeah, basically, like, there are games that you just can't get legally anymore, and you have to pirate them, and it sucks, but that's how it is. Muramasa was Wii and Vita. Nebraska sheriff stunned as migrants allegedly kill a bald eagle for dinner, but feds pass on charging him. Damn. Nebraska officials say that a pair of migrants shot and killed a North American bald eagle, a protected animal and the national emblem of the United States, with the intention of eating the bird. Two Honduran nationals, Ramiro Hernandez Tzinquin and Domingo Zetino Hernandez, both of Norfolk, were cited for unlawful possession of the eagle. They were also cited for having no driver's license. The sheriff's office said that officials responded to an area near the Wood Duck Recreation Area, which is about 100 miles northeast of Omaha, last Tuesday over report of a suspicious vehicle. Authorities located the vehicle and found the two suspects with a dead bald eagle. The pair planned to cook and eat the bird. The migrants spoke no English, and their only form of identification was documents from the Honduran consulate. I'm trying to be as politically correct as I can when I say this, but I don't know what kind of third world life they're coming from, but it must have been pretty bad. Wow. The migrants were arrested, but they have since been released. The federal government could have kept them in jail, but Unger's calls to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, which would be the federal agency to bring charges against someone for violating the 1940 Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act, have gone unanswered. I'm very frustrated with the federal government, said Unger. I think Unger's the sheriff, right? Yes, he is. Okay. Unger joined on Fox. Unger was on Fox and Friends on Monday and said that he had reached out to the feds numerous times, and he's yet to speak to a human about the crime. Imagine like calling the federal government and just getting like an automated voice, like an AI voice. It's like, God damn it. We have cited them for a simple misdemeanor in Nebraska, which is the most that we can do. Wow. Local people are quite upset and they wish something could be done, and the federal government is the one that really has the authority and the ability to prosecute these gentlemen to the highest degree. Yep, they're just being ignored. YouTube boxer has his fight canceled after throwing hot dogs at a Muslim opponent. Oh my god, dude. YouTube boxer Alex Stein has confirmed that his fight with TikTok star Mo Dean has been called off. The two men were due to lock horns in a Misfits boxing event this weekend. Stein caused outrage by rising to his feet, turning to his opponent and saying, "I brought you a little gift because I know that you love hot dogs." He then proceeded to throw sausages from a container in the direction of Modine, who is a Muslim. The TikTok star then erupted, climbing onto a table and attempting to get to Stein. Security then intervened to ensure a fight didn't break out ahead of schedule. Stein, undeterred, continued to mock his opponent. "I know you love that. You love pork, right?" he said, clearly enjoying the reaction of Modine. As a practicing Muslim, pork is considered haram. Misfits have responded by removing Stein from their card, with the YouTuber sharing a message he'd received from the organizers on social media. "Dear Mr. Stein, at the press conferences today you threw sausages that were believed to be pork meat at Mr. Mohammed Kubba, aka Modine, your scheduled opponent, causing a fight between Mr. Kubba and yourself. This fight caused the destruction of the press conference stage. You put the name and reputation of Misfits Boxing, its shareholders, and its partners into disrepute." Like, I don't really like Alex Stein. I think he's kind of an idiot sometimes, but I can always enjoy a good troll. I can always enjoy a good fucking troll, dude. "I just had my fight canceled for throwing turkey dogs." Oh, they're turkey dogs now. Okay. "Throwing turkey dogs and Modine." Modine appeared to back up his claim while saying he was heartbroken the fight wouldn't take place. "I'm feeling heartbroken because my fight is getting canceled because of someone else's actions, and I'm not getting the chance to smash this guy's face in." That's fucking hilarious, dude. Good God. Terrifying moment. Iraqi immigrant, 28 years old, stabbed a university student, 18 years old, in a bid to be deported because he was disillusioned with life in a taxpayer-funded hotel. What the fuck? After arriving on a small boat and racking up a string of convictions. What is this fucking headline, dude? This is the horrifying moment an Iraqi immigrant who arrived in Britain on a small boat stabbed a student in a bid to be deported after having become disillusioned with life living in a taxpayer-funded hotel. Rebaz Muhammad, 28 years old, has been jailed for 6 years after he stopped stranger Ellis Wheeler, 18, to ask him a question before knifing him in the back. Holy shit, guys. Muhammad, who has a string of previous convictions, including a prison term, then chased the Solent University student, who managed to run away before passing out. The Southampton Crown Court heard that Muhammad carried out the attack hoping it would get him deported from the UK, where he had arrived illegally by crossing the channel in a small boat. He had grown disenchanted with life in a taxpayer-funded Bournemouth hotel and complained of having no work or money. CCTV footage shows the Iraqi stopping to ask him if he knew anything about kickboxing. He then pulled a kitchen knife from his coat and plunged it into the teenager's back, puncturing his lung. Holy... Do you want to watch this? Yeah, we'll watch it. Here it comes. Oh, that was the stab, and then he runs. Like, what the shit, dude? What a piece of shit. Like, fuck this guy. He stabbed him, hoping it would get him deported back to Iraq. The young man was taken to the hospital while he had surgery, or where he had surgery. A heroic friend put pressure on the wound while dialing 999, and was thanked by a judge for saving his life. Mr. Wheeler missed his exams and still struggles to sleep because of anxiety attacks. This comes with the backdrop of a mooted crackdown on cross-channel migration by the Home Secretary Suella Braverman, who is due to introduce her illegal migration bill. Okay. Muhammad apparently felt aggrieved that he had no money to get home, so he hoped a very serious crime would mean the British government would fly him back to Iraq immediately. He had already been jailed, or already been cautioned for criminal damage and battery, and in May last year was jailed for 12 weeks for racially aggravated harassment and stalking. Like, this guy's just a piece of shit, isn't he? I mean, he's in jail for 6 years, and then after that, maybe you can deport him. But like, what a fucking awful human being. All right, here, you know what you do? Send him out to the ocean and throw him in and say swim back home. Fuck you. The Witcher producer further teases a multiverse transition to Liam Hemsworth's Geralt. An executive producer for... First of all, don't watch The Witcher. It's fucking done. It's over. All right? But fuck me. An executive producer for Netflix's The Witcher has further teased a multiverse transition to Liam Hemsworth Geralt after Henry Cavill leaves at the conclusion of Season 3. Speaking to the Radio Times, executive producer Tomek Baginski followed up on the meta comments by teasing a Season 4 that's really true to the book. The showrunner and her team, and there are a few really good runners returning to the writers' room for Season 4, I think they cobbled together a really nice opening, which is really true to the book. There is a very little thing that I will tease. People who know the books really deeply also know that this is not just a typical fantasy book, not just one world. It's not just one story happening in those books, in those stories. It's a huge, huge world, which is very complex. Like... we all know what happened, right? Henry Cavill was pretty good as Geralt. Everyone loved him. He insisted on it being lore accurate. After 3 seasons, there was too much pushback from everyone else around him who wanted it to be a progressive skin suit. He got pushed out. Someone else is now coming in to be Geralt going forward in Season 4. So they're going to do a weird multiverse thing, it sounds like. That sounds fucking terrible. Oh boy. But like... I'm done with the crossovers and multiverse nonsense at this point. Every fucking movie is doing it. It's like, look who showed up. Oh my god. Like, okay. You know what? Oh my god. My brain just grew like three sizes bigger. Okay. All right. You have millennials, okay? And a bunch of millennials, like in their early 20s, they were all watching like Channel Awesome, and they saw critics cross over, right? Like Spoonie would appear in the Angry Video Game Nerds videos, or like Spoonie would appear in Nostalgia Critics, or like Nostalgia Critic would appear with like Brad Jones or something, right? And crossovers initially were really cool and really fun back then in like 2009, but after a while they got really samey, and everyone fucking hated them. All right, now you have millennials who are in their 30s, and they're writing these fucking shows and these movies, and they start doing crossovers, and initially they're pretty cool. They're like. But now there's way too much. That's what it is. And also, like Family Guy's whole thing was, and The Simpsons as well, especially as they got worse, their whole thing is celebrity appearance. That's the joke. That's the entertainment. Somebody that is not normally here is now here for a day. Aren't you entertained? That's the draw. And that's all millennials do now. There's nothing else. They're just doing crossovers. Remember when James Bond replaced the main actor and didn't feel the need to say anything about it? Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. That's how it should be. Multiverses are a tool to avoid canon and consequences. Exactly. Exactly, dude. Like, you could write a coherent story that fits beginning to end and plan it out. Or you could just be like, oh, it's a multiverse, just a new character, whatever, just bring them in, anyone can come in. No one's ever really gone. Fuck. It's all millennials' fault. All of it. It's all millennials' fault. This is just millennial writing, millennial thinking. And I'm a millennial. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Oh, fuck. I hate my generation. Yeah. Hold on. Okay. I've got to, I'll read the other chats at the end, because I want to get through this, so Naomi and I aren't going to be late for our Barbieheimer event tonight. UK program. Tolkien works pave a path to right-wing extremism. If you read J.R.R. Tolkien, you're a right-winger, guys. It's because they need more multiverses. The British government claims that works from authors like J.R.R. Tolkien, George Orwell, and C.S. Lewis can radicalize readers. Established as a counter-terrorism unit, the UK's Prevent program began to focus not only on extremists from Islam, but also from the far right. Prevent was advised by left-wing activist groups like Hope Not Hate. Fucking Hope Not Hate, dude. Such groups have long believed the definition of far right should encompass, for instance, many people who supported Brexit. There's also a reading list of historical texts which produce red flags to RICU, which is the what is that? Hold on. Elsewhere, RICU warns that radicalization could occur from books by authors including C.S. Lewis, J.R.R. Tolkien, Aldous Huxley. I can't pronounce his first name. Huxley, yeah, and Joseph Conrad. I kid you not, though it seems that all satire is dead. But the list of suspect books also includes 1984 by George Orwell. If you read 1984, you might be a Nazi. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. I'm gonna have a heart attack at how stupid this is. Maybe that's me being fat, though. In 2019, the UK government committed to carrying out an independent review of Prevent. William Shawcross was appointed as a new independent reviewer of Prevent in 2021, and his review was made public on February 8th. The review finds there has been an institutional hesitancy to deal with Islamist extremism and a reticence in challenging those who claim that our efforts to tackle it are Islamophobia. These have also contributed to Prevent applying different thresholds for different ideologies. It has defined the extreme right wing too broadly, so that it sometimes draws in right-wing and center-right politicians and commentators. Meanwhile, it has given too narrow a scope to Islamist extremism, which has enabled some extremist groups to operate unchecked. Of course, obviously. So, if you like any of the old classics, guys, welcome to being right-wing, therefore far right, therefore a Nazi, therefore evil and a fascist. Welcome aboard. Experts say cocaine sharks. It's going to be the sequel to Cocaine Bear. Cocaine sharks may be feasting on drugs dumped off of Florida. Oh, that sounds awesome. Cocaine shark. In what could be the plotline for the next cheesy marine-themed disaster movie, scientists think that crazed and hungry sharks could be feasting on bales of hallucinatory drugs dumped off the Florida coast. Yet, while Cocaine Sharks, a highlight of Discovery's upcoming Shark Week, does indeed examine if the ocean's predators are chomping on floating pharmaceuticals cast overboard by passing traffickers, marine scientists who made the TV program say its purpose is beyond gratuitous entertainment. It's a catchy headline to shed light on a real problem, that everything we use, everything we manufacture, everything we put into our bodies ends up in our wastewater streams and natural water bodies, and these aquatic life we depend on to survive are then exposed to that. We've seen studies with pharmaceuticals, cocaine, methamphetamines, ketamine, all of these, where fish are being affected by the drugs. If these cocaine bales are a point source of pollution, it's very plausible that sharks can be affected by the chemical. Cocaine is so soluble that any of these packages open just a little, the structural integrity is destroyed and the drug is in the water. Cocaine sharks is expected to be among the biggest draws of Shark Week. In the research conducted, so stupid. In the research conducted during 6 days at sea in the Florida Keys, the ecologically sensitive island chain off the state's southern tip, FANRA and British marine biologist Tom Hurd observed sharks exhibiting peculiar behaviors. A hammerhead, a species that would usually swim away from humans, came directly towards the divers, moving erratically. They also observed a sandbar shark swimming in circles as it focused on an imaginary object. How do you know he was imagining, though? They also conducted experiments, including dropping dummy bales in the water, which many of the sharks took bites out of, and loading balls of bait with highly concentrated fish powder to simulate cocaine. The effect, the researchers said, was akin to catnip on felines. It's the next best thing, and it set their brains aflame. It was crazy. A convergence of ocean currents make the Florida Keys prevalent for floating bales of cocaine. Wow. So, it seems like there's the possibility that you have drug runners that are like being chased by the feds or something. Oh shit! Throw the cargo overboard! And they dump it. And then all the sharks get high. From cocaine sharks. Ooh. What a wild world we live in, guys. This is today's thumbnail. A nurse was fired due to coworkers watching her OnlyFans. Content creator and nurse Jalen revealed in a viral video with over 2.2 million views that she was let go of her job for being a distraction to her colleagues. The 22-year-old explained that her main source of income is OnlyFans, and that for the last year and a half she's also worked as a nurse. However, she shared that she was recently called into the office of a woman she's never met, who told her that she knew about her OnlyFans content. The woman claimed fuck. The woman claimed that the nurses at their particular nursing home had been looking at her socials and OnlyFans while Jalen was with patients. The TikToker said that the woman told her it has become an issue, which resulted in her being fired. She said that she can't have that happening every time that she works here, so she has to let me go. The main reason for letting me go is because they need a job more than I do. The TikToker added that their coworkers would have to be paying for OnlyFans. The TikToker added her coworkers would have to be paying for her OnlyFans in order to be watching her videos in the clock. Like, they paid for my site so they all could see and look at the nurse's station while they're on the clock. That's actually really funny. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this? Like, it's easy to say, LOL, women posting their L's, LOL, OnlyFans girls, based, thought audit, LOL. But, like, we've all complained before about how if you tweet something edgy online 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you can get canceled and fired from your job, right? And we all said that's no good, right? Why should your workplace be policing you off the clock for the shit you put on the internet? We've all agreed that when it comes to like edgy jokes or something, that's no good. So why should it be any different for porn? You know what I mean? Like my logic here is consistent across the board. If you're not being paid, it does not matter to your employer what you do. Right? Like if you're out here doing porn and you don't bring that shit to work, you shouldn't be fired for it. Just like if you're like a member of like a KKK group or a Nazi group or something and you don't bring that shit to work, you shouldn't be fired, right? You shouldn't be fired. If she was a stripper, she'd also be fired. She shouldn't be. If you don't bring that shit to work, you shouldn't be fired for it. Yeah, man. I don't think that's right. I've never liked the idea that like people, I mean, I understand why it happens. And if you're going to go into porn, you should be aware that it does happen, but it shouldn't happen. It's not good. I agree, Dev, but Women L supersedes all political stances. Hylian Juggalo says she is being paid. Dude, no, you're misunderstanding, right? If you're not doing the porn while you're on the clock at your nursing job, if you only do it when you're off the clock, then it doesn't matter, right? Like you're a nurse, okay? You go in, you work your job, you go home. What you do outside of your job is not your employer's business. Do you remember, I did that video like a month or two ago about the guy who like pulled the woman's wig off. Remember? And he got fired from his fucking law firm for that. It's like, he wasn't even on the fucking clock at his law firm. What is he getting fired over that? Like, this is ridiculous. It is ridiculous, all right? You should not be fired from your job for things that you're doing when you're not at your job. Simple as that. Simple as that, okay? Let's continue on. Hold on. A job can make a condition on certain other employment. Yeah, but that's ridiculous, though, Fuzzy, because you know where that goes, right? Like, oh, do you support a certain political party? I'm firing you. Like, what the fuck? No. L take, that's a joke. You're overanalyzing like Sargon because you're old. No, Hylian, it's because hold on. Hylian, it's because I've seen you give schizo post takes before. But thank you for the $5. Continue giving me schizo post takes as long as it's paid for. A Texas TikToker, Sassy Trucker, is now trapped in Dubai, and she faces 2 years in prison for screaming at a car rental worker. Well, it turns out that being a Karen won't prevent you from becoming a Dubai porta potty. A Texas TikToker is trapped in Dubai. I'm sorry, guys. A Texas TikToker is trapped in Dubai and faces 2 years in prison after screaming at an employee of a rental car agency. Tiara Allen, better known to her 182,000 followers as Sassy Trucker, has been stuck in the strict country since authorities... she can't be a Karen, she's not white? Fine, a Shaniqua then. I don't fucking care. Been stuck in the strict country since authorities whisked away her passport. The Houston social media star, 29, claims the screaming stemmed from a verbal tussle between herself and the manager of a local car rental shop when she stopped in to pick up her personal belongings in April. Her credit cards, her debit cards, her cell phone have been impounded along with her rental car the day before the blowup, after she and her friend were involved in a minor traffic accident near the Arabian Gulf. The manager allegedly demanded money in exchange for the possessions and reacted with hostility towards Allen. He followed me outside the office, and I felt very intimidated. I told him to stop, but instead, he called the police and opened a case against me, apparently for screaming. I am in shock that he frightened me. I told him to stop, and the police said I can't go home. I told them I had a medical emergency and need to return to the U.S., but they won't let me. Yeah, now you're just lying to the cops. Yeah, you're fucked. You're the one who went to Dubai like a fucking retard, dude. Listen, Dubai is not a Western country. They don't give a fuck about Western morality. They will just treat you like a fucking meat toilet if they want. Alright? What the fuck are you doing in Dubai? The police have confiscated Allen's passport and said they have spent the last 3 months weighing whether or not to prosecute the influencer for shouting in public, which is considered an offensive behavior punishable by up to 2 years in prison in Dubai. Though she's not jailed, she is incapable of leaving the country. The nonprofit believes that Allen was detained as part of a blackmail scheme run by the car rental agency, and that local cops are in on it. It is extremely common for rental car agencies to open cases against customers as a means to extort them. The hope is that whomever they perceive to be a wealthy foreigner will offer them cash in order to drop the case. Holidaymakers will pay extortionate amounts just to get home to their families and jobs, even when they know they're being taken advantage of. Rental car agencies cash in on the insurance money and extort victims on top. It's just business for them. So fucking stupid, dude. God damn. They do not have a sewer system? Listen. Listen. Dubai's sewer system is simply the plumbing inside the bodies of imported OnlyFans hoes. Oh yeah, this shit. Mark my words. Third 4chan user arrested, accused of threatening to kill a Volusia County sheriff. A third man is facing charges after he was accused of threatening to kill the Volusia County sheriff. Christian Zapata, 23, is accused of posting, "I will kill Chitwood, mark my words," on 4chan. Zapata of Connecticut posted the threat on 4chan, and the Central Florida Intelligence Exchange flagged the post for further investigation. Investigators said they traced the post to a home in Ansonia, Connecticut, where Zapata had been living in his sister's apartment along with her fiancé and child. Zapata's sister said her brother was always on the computer, often participating in extremist chat rooms and talking to unknown people about conspiracy theories and white supremacist ideology. She also told police her brother was fascinated with Adolf Hitler. When police contacted Zapata, officers said he admitted to posting the threat. He said he had heard about recent events in Florida, including other online threats to kill the sheriff. Okay, there's a story here, right? Here's the story. This guy here said on 4chan, Just shoot Chitwood in the head and he stops being a problem. They have to find a new guy to be the problem. But shooting Chitwood in the head solves an immediate problem permanently. Just shoot Chitwood in the head and murder him in Minecraft. All right? And he said that on 4chan, and then they came to his house and arrested him. And here's a video of him getting arrested. All right? And now, shoot Chitwood in the head became a meme. And people are just posting it on 4chan and then getting fucking arrested for posting it. It's like, all right, guys. I guess that's the new fucking thing. Also, yeah, I like how, Christian Zapata, another Hispanic white nationalist. What happened to sriracha? Here's why you can't find the hot sauce anywhere. Yeah, so Dave used to love sriracha. Fucking, if you go back to like 2012, 2014, 2016, everyone's like, oh my god, sriracha, it's the best. It's the best sauce. Oh my god, sriracha, it's so amazing. And like, I never liked sriracha. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with you, Dave? You don't like sriracha? Like, no, I don't like sriracha. Like, what the fuck? One of America's most beloved sauces, the old 5 years ago or so, is hands down sriracha. The hot sauce goes with anything and is considered a staple household item that you must have in your kitchen. Which makes it not seeing on any grocery store shelves anymore that much more daunting. Has it been discontinued? Is it being resold? What happened? Yeah, guys, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but like sriracha's gone. The beloved sauce has not been discontinued, but there's a major shortage being experienced across the country. This was confirmed by CBS News, which spoke with the company that manufactures sriracha. A spokesperson on Thursday told CBS News that limited production has recently resumed. The spokesperson did not specify how limited the production was or when it had resumed, but said the company was still dealing with limited supply. Okay, why is the production limited in the first place? What's going on? It's missing one ingredient. What's the ingredient? The main cause of the sriracha shortage appears to be an issue with the production of the chilies that are used to create sriracha. Without the ingredient, you won't see any bottles in your grocery store shelves. They've been dealing with a years-long shortage of chilies, which is hurting production and causing some shortages. But it's not just about the supply of chilies themselves, it's about the company's long-standing negative history. Hold on. Apparently, Ventura County's Underwood Ranches is the source of the chilies. The company has used this source for the 50,000 tons of chilies it goes through each year to create the addictive sauce. A bitter contract disagreement cost them millions of dollars. It's unclear whether or not the company will seek other alternatives to the chili distributor to speed up production, or wait patiently for the supply. But the cost of sriracha has now skyrocketed. Oh my god. Oh, look at this poor Kathy Kelly. This sriracha shortage is going to be the death of me. Oh no. So you can actually buy it online for a ridiculous amount. Yeah, $99 for a 2-pack. One bottle is being sold on eBay for $150. Like, it's just being... They're marking the fuck up of the sriracha sauce right now. National Park Service warns not to push your slower friend when running from bears. The National Park Service has an important message for those of you who encounter a bear in the wild. Don't push a slower friend down when running away, even if your friendship is nearing the end of its life. If not friend, why friend-shaped? What about your other friend? Seeing a bear in the wild is a special treat for any visitor to a national park. While it's an exciting moment, it's important to remember that bears in national parks are wild and they can be dangerous. As the snow begins to melt and temperatures rise, bears become more active. Here's some tips you can use to help ward off potential legal situation. Identify yourself by talking calmly so the bear knows that you're not prey. Remain still and stand your ground, but slowly wave your arms. Stay calm. Remember that most bears don't want to attack. They just want to be left alone. Okay, this is all just bear advice now. All stuff that if you're Canadian, you know, like on the back of your hand. But it's funny. Don't push your friend down if you're running away from a bear. Don't do it, guys. When was I last out in the woods? I live like 5-minute walk away from a giant wooded area. I'm like in the ideal spot in my city. I'm 20 minutes from downtown, and I'm in a nice suburb, and also I'm close to like a forest. Like, this is ideal here. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. What's this again? Oh. Nebraska teen who used pills to end her pregnancy gets 90 days in jail. Celeste Burgess, 19 years old, and her mother, Jessica Burgess, 42, were charged last year after the police obtained their private Facebook messages. A Nebraska teenager who used abortion pills to terminate her pregnancy was sentenced on Thursday to 90 days in jail after she pleaded guilty earlier this year to illegally concealing human remains. What the? Okay. Facebook messages showed them discussing plans to end her pregnancy and burn the evidence. Prosecutors said the mother had ordered abortion pills online and then given them to her daughter in April of 2022, when Celeste Burgess was 17 years old. And in the beginning of the third trimester, that's a little bit late, isn't it? Like, it's one thing if it's like a few weeks in, but third trimester, dude. Like, this is past the fucking point, isn't it? Okay. They're in the beginning of the third trimester. They then buried the fetal remains. Just fucking... All right. They just dig a hole in the backyard 30 weeks in. What the fuck? Like, that's way too late for this shit, isn't it? Jessica Burgess pleaded guilty in July to violating Nebraska's abortion law, furnishing false information to a law enforcement officer, and removing or concealing human skeletal remains. She faces up to 5 years in prison. Holy fuck. Okay. Oh, the investigation began before the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. It's because it was too late along in the pregnancy, you fucking retards. 30 weeks. The fuck are you thinking? Okay. So, abortion has... Nebraska has banned abortion after 20 weeks from conception, and now there's a 12-week ban in the law. So the 12-week ban, that's like first trimester only, because 4, 8, 12, 3 months, first trimester. Okay. An associate professor of law at the University of Pittsburgh School of Law has said in an interview on Thursday that the case was a harbinger of things to come, as a flurry of Republican-led states have enacted abortion restrictions, and more women in those states have sought abortion pills as a workaround. How about you not seek it in the third fucking trimester, dude? Like, oh my God. What are you doing waiting for 30 weeks? I don't know if I really want this. I'm just fat. I just didn't know. I'm just way too fat, dude. I couldn't tell. It's like, all right. Like, man, you're not having periods, right? Think about it. You're not having periods. I can't believe I have to fucking say this. You're not having periods, and you're gaining a bunch of weight. It's like, maybe you should consider the possibility that you're pregnant before 30 weeks. You fucking retard. This case is really sad because people resort to things like this when they're really desperate. How about if they're really stupid? Like, why didn't you take the abortion pill 3 months earlier? God, it's so dumb. Yeah, and why not use contraception? Exactly, right? Of course, this has now become a big fucking conversation between the anti-abortion people and the pro-abortion people. Yep. Nebraska Right to Life anti-abortion group has commended prosecutors for enforcing the 20-week law. Yep. This disturbing act may become more commonplace as the abortion industry continues to promote the do-it-yourself abortion, where there's no medical oversight for risk and complications. Listen, This ain't a matter of risks or complications. This is a matter of taking an abortion pill at 30 fucking weeks. She ordered them from India. It probably took a month or two to arrive. What the fuck? Like, order them from California. Okay. Yeah. According to prosecutors, Celeste Burgess used abortion pills long after the 10 weeks permitted by the Food and Drug Administration. She was almost 30 weeks pregnant when she terminated the pregnancy, past the 23 to 24 weeks generally accepted as the point of viability. The overwhelming majority of abortions in the United States happen in the first 13 weeks. So there you go. Like, here's the thing. The 12-week abortion ban doesn't even ban most abortions. Like, this is so stupid. They're like, oh my God, this is finally the world that Republicans want. Anti-abortion legislation is destroying everyone. It's like, dude, this person's a fucking retard, actually. That's what's going on here. Yep. They did not charge her under the abortion law anyway. She pleaded guilty in May to removing or concealing human skeletal remains because the child was viable, and then she killed it, and then she buried the fucking body. Oh my God. Yep. 90 days in jail, 2 years probation. The sentence seems reasonable since she was 17 years old and had no criminal history. This is a painful case for everyone, and I'm glad it's over. Yep. And they have not begun an investigation into an illegal abortion. Okay. Court documents said that a 17-year-old had given premature birth to a stillborn baby, and then she and her mother buried it. Okay. That's the frame. That was the initial framing of the conversation. Yeah. Wait, hold on. The detectives said the woman had actually buried the remains and then dug them up, drove them north of town and buried them again, and then moved the remains a third time. What are you doing? Just moving the remains all the fuck around. Why not? Okay. A man who helped them told the police that the woman had tried to burn the fetus. The remains were exhumed and had showed signs of thermal injuries. Man, like, this doesn't even sound like an abortion case per the old law. Forget about the new laws. Per the old law, this isn't even covered by the abortion laws of the time. You know what I mean? People making this about, like, the current abortion conversation seem to be fucking retarded. Wow. What a dumb story. All right, my friends. That brings us to the end for today. Less articles than normal, but that's okay. That's okay. Thanks for all the billions of super chats, guys. I'll read them right now before I send you off to go. We'll raid either like Arch or Adam and Sitch or Kibbs or something, okay? Let me answer these supers right now. Oh, and please consider supporting the channel. Join the $5 club. $5 recurring monthly donation to Patreon Subscribe Star, YouTube memberships, Twitch sub button. Please, if you do not mind. And follow my Kick. Kick.com/SharkFireOtaku. And follow my new Twitter. Twitter.com/SleepyDevo. Follow those new accounts so I can actually start bumping up their pull. I can start making money on Kick again. And you know what? Maybe even on Twitter. I know Elon's giving people money for Twitter nowadays. Who knows? Okay, let's see here. $5, Hylian Juggalo. If everything is a subscription model system prevents ownership, then piracy is not in any form of crime. It's a preservation/ethics imperative. That's true. Yeah, if you can't own anything, if ownership doesn't exist, then you can't steal anything either. That's true. Have you read Augustine's City of God? I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Here in Toledo, Columbia, $2. When can we discuss... Jesus. The Kick account is kick.com/shortfightotaku. When can we discuss immigration again already, people? Migrant is a linguistic psyop. They're just illegals. Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. Yeah. Illegal is considered a racist term now, though. I'll go on Sitch and Adam one day, but not today, no. Boxing isn't entertaining. Why is everyone doing it? I don't. It's like YouTube boxing's the new big thing. I don't fucking understand it, man. I don't get it. C. Thomas, $5. I'm sad people are paying for me to live here. Then leave. Apparently, the Iraqi guy couldn't afford to leave, so he stabbed someone hoping that the UK would foot his bill out. Fucking ridiculous. Lady Columbia, $5. I fully endorse American supremacy with the old world at this point. The barbarism of Portugal to China must be laid low by nukes. A lot of nukes. Holy fuck, dude. Rusta Zero. I disagree with you. The multiverse stuff stems from the same thing that drives Superman versus Goku, mashing different toys together and making it up. What? Yeah, but you can't do that if you're actually making like an official thing. You have to like have a canon that you stick to, so that when you go outside of the canon, it's a special event and not the norm. You know what I mean? Hylian Juggalo, $5. I'm just as disillusioned with the state of things as you are, but here's an idea that hasn't been tried. Reboot the Army Men games. Please don't. Like the Little Green Men games? No. No, sir. Those, I'm happy with those being dead. I'm happy with those being dead, dude. Antelope for $2. Hope not hate. Live, laugh, love. Fuck. Lady Columbia, $5. The right. Half the men now don't mind if their GF is taller, dominant, but want to have a family. Guys have nerd hobbies and don't care if you're gay. Based right-wingers. Lives in Dev's wall, specifically $5. I'm sorry for my generation's writing. Don't apologize. Stop the collectivist nonsense. It's a joke. It's a joke. Don't worry. It's a joke. I'm just joking. This is Kyle, $5. The only ones that should be fired are the ones looking at her OnlyFans while on the clock. Completely agree with you. Lady Columbia, $10. I'm getting too jaded with modern women at this point. You can get a partner, find someone to build with, but you debase yourself for the short term. Will not be surprised if 50% of women will be single. They're already single, man. There's tons of single people out there right now. It's fucking wild. Listen, yeah, you debase yourself in the short term, but they debase themselves too, right? Like, let's be honest here, guys. No one here, including myself, is a good catch. We all have histories. We all have bad things that we've done that we regret, you know? No one's perfect. We've all like felt the feeling of being inadequate, of failing at something important, of having people like be disappointed in us, you know? We all know what that is. We all have to put up with our own wretched existences, you know? That's like the Facebook effect, right? You see on Facebook, everyone's like best moments. And like, why can't I have that life? Well, because you're living your life. And a lot of your life sucks. That's how it is for everyone. Even the best among us. Their life sucks sometimes. That's just how life is, you know? You're present for all of your life, including all of your bad moments that never get seen. So like, it's always going to seem like you have to debase yourself in the short term. But don't worry. They're also debasing themselves because you suck and they suck. Right? So don't worry about it. Hylian Juggalo, $5. I'll keep simping under condition that you open up a call-in system. You know what? I keep going back and forth on the idea of having call-in shows. I probably should, to be honest. It's just that last time I had one, there were people who were like screaming the N-word. And it's like, well, maybe you should not be on here. Swishy Blue, £5. Thank you. Medical staff have a certain level of professionalism I would expect from them. Getting your twat out for money doesn't really mesh with that, IMO. Yeah, but then you have the argument of like, are you being paid to be professional 24/7? I mean, no, you're not, obviously, right? It seems like policing what you do off the clock should come with an extra cost that they're currently not paying, and they should pay it. Big Spoon for 50 kroner, thank you. If the problem is that workers are watching her OnlyFans on the clock, then it's straight up not her fault. Completely agree with you. Holtznader, $5. Sriracha sucks. I'll take my locally made, veteran-owned hot sauce any day. And LMAO, literally the Ark meme with the bear. Thanks very much, man. $20 from Justin. Thank you, dude. Very, very appreciative. Tyler Dunkerken for $5. She ordered them from India, right? The India, okay. Thank you. Holtznader, $5. I can understand being scared of running out of options, but you can put it up for adoption after. Yeah, I know, but she's just being retarded. She was 17, you know? Bloodburned. 17.99. Oh, what the fuck is this? QAR Real? What is this weird currency? Oh, it's Iranian dollars. No. It's Qatari dollars. You're from Qatar? Okay. Well, hello. Thanks for the Qatari money, dude. She wants to have more sex, so she killed a literal soul. I don't think it's that. I think she was actually just like really scared about being pregnant. Like, listen, sex addicted thoughts, they tend to be in their early to mid 20s. All right. If you're 17 years old, it was probably like a massive accident, in my opinion. Lady Columbia, $10. Thank you. Outside of the racial element, Margaret Sanger was based because all the degenerate, idiotic screw-ups are not having their problem kids that all of us are going to foot the bill. I don't know enough about Margaret Sanger. Sorry. I can't comment on that. $5. Ola. I'm glad this is the topic I tuned into after being away. Thanks, you big-boned pizza man. Thanks, buddy. More Qatari money. Thank you, Bloodburn. What do you think about the horseshoe theory? Definitely true. Like, people hate it. Talk to like some leftoid out there. They scream a bunch about being compared to Nazis. But no, absolutely true. Once I do the fascist economics video, you guys are going to see that the Nazis were actually socialists. In some ways they weren't. In most ways they were. Yeah. $5 from Holtzinator. I really appreciate all the things you give me to think about. For instance, the large group of people not having kids. Well, thanks, man. Wait, Shoes video is better. Shoes video about what? Stanton High. I don't know. I haven't seen many Shoes videos in a while. Actually, it's kind of funny. I'll give you a quick TLDR of the latest drama. Shoe already has my new Twitter account blocked. And it's because back in 2021, I said that she was like a pre-Hitler Nazi. Which, to be fair, is... the optics on that are pretty fucking terrible. But it's a true statement. Like... the Nazis in the 1920s had a bunch of economic prescriptions that they only partially abandoned. But this is like before their warmongery phase. And a lot of socialists, like for example, Shu loves Huey Long, right? Huey Long, the socialist and the fascist of the United States from the 1920s and 30s. He was like a Strasserite in a lot of ways. And a lot of Shu's politics are very similar to the Strasserites in the Nazi Party, right? This will all be stuff that I cover in the fascist economic video, because like the fascists have a lot in common with the socialists when it comes to economics. And I was talking to Doomer, and Doomer's like, Dev, how come you always like say things that are correct, but they have the worst possible fucking optics? And I'm like, that's just the curse. That's the curse of Dev. Disregard optics and only say the truth. Let's see here. $5 from Emperor Creatine. Thanks very much, man. The government is by and for the people, but the people are retarded. Best quote from that one Islamic cleric. I don't think that he was Islamic. He was like an Indian guru, actually. And like his movement was kind of spun off actually from the occultists from Hitler's movement. Here, hold on. I'm gonna do a video on fascist occultism as well. That's fucking wild. Let me see if I can show you this before we get out of here. What was her fucking name? Fascist Indian Hitler supporter. What was her name? Yeah. Savitri Devi. Alright, check this chick out. Savitri Devi Mukherjee. Alright? She was a proponent of a synthesis of Hinduism and Nazism. You know, the whole swastika thing. Proclaiming Adolf Hitler to have been an avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu. She depicted Hitler as a sacrifice for humanity that would lead to the end of the worst world age, the Kali Yuga, which she believed was induced by the Jews, whom she saw as the power of evil. She was a big part of the Nazi occultist movement post-war, but she was also a big part of the New Age spiritual movement, being interested in like Hindu occultism and like spirituality, like hippie stuff, right? There's this big crossover between like the New Age spiritual hippies and the Nazis through this person. Yep. She wrote Gold in the Furnace, and she was the missionary of Aryan paganism. She was one of the founding members of the World Union of National Socialists. Like, this is fucking wild, dude. It's so fucking weird. Some of the shit that came out of the Nazi regime. Hold on. Let me go back. We're still surfing the Kali Yuga. I know that's an Evola reference, you fuck. I get it. Devi. No, it's not me. God damn it. Anyway. Fucking, it was wild, dude. It was nuts. Anyway, listen. I'm done. Let's see who we can raid today. Thanks for being here, by the way, everyone. You guys are great. You guys are the best fan base that a man could ever hope for. Just give me a moment, okay? Who are we raiding today? Who's currently online? Who's currently here? Archcast. No Kibs. No Adam and Sitch. Okay. I guess we'll raid the Archcast. Let's go, everyone. Thanks for being here, everyone. I will see you next time. I love you. Goodbye.